What's going on, people? My people. So, I've been doing a lot of, not a lot, but just the last hour, I caught this video where somebody said that they're doing a trucker strike. And obviously, the Australia one's going down for the COVID, the mandate. But it seems like America's like down to fight when other people are fighting rather than wait until the mandates are here. I mean, they already got mandates for a bunch of government employees in America, but I hope they do it. I hope everything we saw March 2020 is real this time because it's not a fake shutdown. Last time, the stores shut it down saying they wouldn't accept the trucker shipments, and because of COVID, they made it all like get stalled up. But if the truckers actually strike enough to where people aren't getting supplies they're comfortable with getting, man, that opens a whole can of what's the government gonna do to set things straight. And I like that idea. I think it'd be a little bit more useful to organize around a specific action and goal. And there's no better organization to organize around than what's going on in my life. As soon as I'm free, everyone becomes free. As soon as my sanity's restored, it becomes a new standard of what it takes to diagnose somebody mentally disabled. That's what this should be about. But hopefully it'll build to that. I'm just being patient. I'm just waiting for whatever my path is supposed to be for it to show its way. It'll show itself soon. I can feel energy in the air. We've got a beautiful day in Arizona, nice and cloudy, a little bit rainy. I don't know what's going on in California. I mean, I went to California and I've seen how the businesses are acting. The thing I hate most about COVID, if there's one thing I hate the most, the thing I hate most about COVID is the way that businesses have become less accommodating. Like it used to be about the customer's right within reason, but now it's like you step out of line, you do one little thing you're not supposed to, and they will try to rip your head off and act like you are the worst person in the world. And that's not the way business used to run. Like, you used to get a review like that, and man, it'd be a question whether people are going to keep coming back to your business. A lot of people out there, a lot of NPCs out there, just doing what they have to so they can party in the weekends and be a damn fool. But it ain't gonna last. A world like this cannot last. Freedom is built into the human DNA structure, and for thousands of years humans have been fighting wars for freedom. I mean, it starts with kings. The best kings are the ones that were nicest to their people, right? And then the best country is the one that preserved freedom the most, more than any other. And it just continues to work that way. Competition, freedom, and merit. Working for merit and working for reward. And there ain't nothing wrong with all of that as long as it's not corrupt and it's not broken. But right now, everything's broken. Everything's corrupt. We know it. If you don't know it, it's because you don't pay attention. You're a stupid little party animal that thinks his personal life is more important than the lives of the future generations. The history we're about to unfold. And any of you motherfuckers are still worried about getting laid and getting alcohol and getting drugs. You just don't get what's happening. Time to wake up, people. If you're a trucker, I support your right to strike. And I think you got, as a group of people, I mean, obviously one trucker strikes, nothing gonna happen. 1% of truckers strike, a little thing's gonna happen. But man, 10-20% of truckers strike, there is no answer. The government can't just print more money to solve that problem. It takes months, if not longer, to become qualified to become a truck driver. And then who's going to do it for the little wages that a lot of people are getting? No, the real truckers are the ones that have been trucking to get their own truck, to build their own little business, and they make a good living off being a truck driver and taking care of their family. Like, I get that, and it's an entrepreneur, and there's nothing wrong with that. But man, they got power if they stick together. And if they do it just for Australian truckers alone, man, that would be so amazing. If it would prove that people are watching, and that this mainstream narrative that we're getting of like most people are going along and happy with what we're dealing with right now, I don't believe it. I believe that 5% of the people, maybe 10% of the people, are these government loving incels that just, what do they want? They want the government to have full control, and they want equity, which means nobody gets the top anymore. Everybody's at the bottom class unless you're part of the government, unless you're cool with the government, unless you got an in. It's a big club and you ain't part of it. And so unless you think you're going to be part of it, why would you choose that freaking team? And it's because your life is miserable. You've never done anything worth of accomplishment. You don't know how to set a goal and accomplish your goals. And so what do? Oh, you go and you party. You focus on yourself. You don't want the family. You try to destroy the family. You try to destroy what the family's actually about. And you leave everybody else to the fucking will of the government, because your life sucks because you weren't willing to do what it took to make it better. A lot of people's life sucks, and they're still not for pro-government taking all of our freedoms away. I mean, they basically have concluded, if you look, like, not everything's been finished in court, but if you look at what they're saying and what they're doing, they have concluded that under any disguise of damage to society, such as global warming, vaccinations, I guess oil is with global warming. What else is that? Religious freedoms. Oh, your Second Amendment, all of it. They say, oh, no, 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 you guys aren't interpreting the Constitution as it was written. Has anybody actually ever read words from people as it was written from hundreds of years ago, if not thousands of years ago? The English is plain, the language is plain English still today. You guys are acting like you got a better comprehension of what the language means when those guys were speaking better English than you were. The founding fathers were more coherent and more disciplined in their speech than any motherfucker walking this planet right now. Hell no, I'm not vaccinated. And the only way you're going to be able to stop yourself from getting vaccinated in the future is to come under my umbrella. The sovereignty that I'm about to gain from this country is the sovereignty that anyone will be able to join under. And when you get that sovereignty, the U.S. government's laws will hold no consequence over you. As long as there's not a damaged party, they can't hold a consequence over you. And that's the religious freedom I'm about to get. And so as long as you're not attacking people, which I never recommend violence because that's never going to give us the answer. Oh, man, I'm telling you, people. I'm telling you. If the truckers strike like they're talking about, all these little government fanboys are going to be in a world of hurt. And they ain't going to know what it's like to go through real hard times. But if you look at this world, what it needs is it needs hard times. We have not had hard times. Oh, man, not since I've been alive. I've been alive for 30 years, and there has not been a day of hard time in America. Have we had some tragedies, catastrophes, terrorism, all of that real bad? Maybe individuals have hard times. Every individual has hard times. But as a country, there is no hard times. America has been great and easy to succeed in to anyone willing to do the hardest work. And a lot of people, they didn't want that. They want to go have a family and they want to just be left alone. But you guys couldn't leave them alone. You guys want control over everybody. You don't want control over the dangerous people. You don't want control over the people that are that are trying to create a resistance against the government. You want control over the family because you know a strong family is what keeps a strong country. There is no better indicator of a country's well-being than the strength of the average family. That's a fact. It's a fact of life. Oh, and truckers know that. Truckers know what it's like to care about your family and work the 80 hours a week to get your family what it needs, to give them the opportunities you never had, because America only gets better in a free country. But now what do you think is going to happen when they start taking away the freedom? When they start printing the money to make money worthless? Bad stuff going to happen. The hard times are on their way, but it gets better. It's a temporary problem. We just got to let the government know they ain't the shit that they think they is. Banned kids get stronger after vaccination. That's probably true, honestly. That's probably true. Just because it might get them sick. And anytime you go through a sickness, you get stronger. So if you ain't never been outdoors, if you've never left your house before and you've never been sick because you never left your house, go get the vaccine. It'll probably make you stronger. But if you're a normal human that like does sports and does things and hangs out with people and works and all these other things, you don't need no vaccination. Anyone telling you need the vaccination is not watching the science. COVID's not dangerous. COVID is weak AF. Weak AF. We don't give a fuck about no COVID. You ain't gonna take the world's rights with global warming that you haven't proven. COVID, which you've lied about to get the statistics you got. You changed the rules of the counting measures, so you got different numbers than what was really coming out. And last time we had a shortage in food, it was because we forced the truckers to give us a shortage through the COVID gay mandates that they were doing. But this time, if they stand up and it's the individual that stands up to cause the shortage, you can't just replace the truckers. It don't work that way. You can't just replace the truckers. So if you're a trucker, I support your right to do it. If you feel like you can't because like that next bill is the only thing keeping you afloat, I get that. I get that. Everybody got COVID. Oh man. 300 kids and 16 teachers got COVID. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. I was in the freaking psychiatric system where new people come in every day. Nobody's in there for more than 72 business hours. People are sleeping on the floors because in this one room that's half the size of a basketball court, there's 65 recliners. And people are sleeping on the floors because there's not enough recliners for the number of patients this hospital's holding. Everybody's within 3 feet of each other. Nobody got COVID. They don't test you for COVID when you come in. I got sick in there with 101 temperature. I got tested for COVID 3 times within a week of that temperature. All of them came back negative. Like, COVID's a freaking joke. I promise. It's a joke. And some people, my biggest problem with COVID is 1, the rights that they're trying to take away with it. And then 2 is the fact that some government entities are acting like they got to do all these things for COVID. And like they won't even, like, I couldn't even go down to the Department of Insurance and talk to the person in charge to file a complaint. And I got to file a complaint through a written document. I was raised in America where if you aren't good at writing, you're allowed to verbally explain your complaint. And somebody has to take down the writing for you. But that's not, they're using COVID to get rid of that shit. And now everything's in writing and you don't get a choice. There is no more conversation to be had. They are refusing to have the conversation in the name of COVID. It's bullshit. Government employees working from home, not doing shit is what's happening. Man, truckers, get them. Get them, truckers. Show them who's boss. Because right now, you boss if you want to be. They don't know, but hopefully they're about to know. Hopefully they're about to know. Oh, man. Just a couple weeks. a couple weeks prove the government cannot solve any problem just by putting words on a paper, and that they actually have to have the fucking conversation. That's the only way, people. It's the only way. And again, the conversation that matters is the conversation happening in my life. Until I get my court date, like, the Supreme Court has already agreed to basically every right we don't have except for our religious right. The religious right with COVID was the only thing upheld. Everything else, the business got the right or the government got the right. And almost every business is owned by big business these days. And so they all fall in line. Even the small businesses are a bunch of little douchey. Oh, people. There's a lot of bad small business owners out there that just love the machine. It's because they're not a real small business. They were given a freaking silver spoon. Everything came easy in their life. They don't know the real struggle. I agree. AMC will probably go up another 100%, maybe 2. I agree with that. Maybe not right. Like, I mean, here's the thing. It's going to be up and down. I personally think that it's going to be up and down, but always in a trajectory of going up. If it goes up a lot in a little space of time, you better be ready for the crash, especially if they freeze it or other junk. And man, like, remember that last time AMC went to 75, dropped down to, I think it was maybe 50, came back up to 65. I bet puts is going to go to 45. Or I think I bet on 40. And it went down to 37 from 65. And I made 5x my money. So, like, if you got a bunch of shares and you see a giant explosion, cash out 10% and bet the puts. Because I'm telling you, that's what they do. They repeated the same book. The only thing they changed in their playbook from GME and AMC is that GME, there wasn't a lot of option buyers when I bought my first options and turned 10 grand into $1 million. And so they did it all in 2 days. They let it go up all 200%. And then they were able to fight because they let off so much pressure. But AMC, that's not what they're doing. With AMC, they let a little bit and then they bring it down so people are getting crushed and feeling bad. And then they always try to crush on Fridays, but it's just a slow little... I think it'll keep going up, but don't bet on no weekly expires. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. AMC options aren't that cheap. Stock price not really high enough yet. So if you're going to do options, make sure you got a couple months of beta. Play it smart. Play it safe. They definitely changed their playbook since I got into the market and showed people what was what. Yeah, so... Good luck to you, truckers. I support everything you're doing. Keep doing it. Fight. Spread the word to all your trucker friends. It's the only way to get what you want. You gotta be willing to stand up for what you believe in. And you guys, like, in America, you guys are the first line of defense when it comes to the luxury of America. It's because we got the truckers. The truckers provide the luxury. Could they maybe try to force it all through planes and try to get planes flying and just cut all civilian travel? Maybe they could do something crazy like that. But, like, man, that's going to be a huge wake-up call. No, I won't be YOLOing into any stocks, I promise you. I'm done with the stock market. My vindication and my gold tried by fire will be coming through the court system. I know it for a fact. Man, I used to be a gas station worker at Quick Trip. I used to be a lifeguard at Big Surf. I used to be what else did I do? I did lots of things. I was call center at a Dish Network provider. So I sold Dish Network, cold calling people. Then I did door-to-door sales. Oh man, I've done all types of work. I've done all types of construction work, granite work, demo work, driving trailers to the dump, loading shit up, throwing it away, breaking walls down. Roofing, obviously. I got more experience in roofing than most people will ever get. I got all types of work experience. Life insurance, obviously, I'm the #1 life insurance agent on the planet. Nobody knows more about life insurance than I do. It's a fact of life. Damn, Knox, you are a truck driver? Are you boycotting or no? You able to boycott or no? I understand not everybody can. There's a lot of rich truck drivers out there, though. A lot of truck drivers that have been prepping and saving, waiting for this day. Seeing the writing on the wall, seeing that society's going from bad to worse. I feel you, Knox. That's cool. That's cool. I didn't know there was a lot of Mexican truck drivers. Interesting. Yeah, that's not great. I would like to see people getting paid more to do what they do. I think anyone working a full-time job should be able to survive off of it, but not in the society that we have. We can't just mandate that we pay the right amount of money. First, we have to fix the money system before we can start saying that people got to, like, until the Fed tightens up the books and stops printing money with no authority to do so. The government, right now, we are past the debt ceiling. The debt ceiling ended and was eclipsed July 31st. And the House and the Senate were supposed to approve a new debt ceiling, and they haven't done it. There is no new debt ceiling, and so now every time they send a bill for more money, every time the Fed prints more money, it's downright illegal, and they are offending every single citizen of the United States. But the problem is, no citizen can go and argue that in court because it's just not enough. Where are you going to get your evidence? Where's a judge is just going to be like, oh no, this seems frivolous. Oh no, you're just trying to find problems in society. But when you're like me and you got damages at every level from every type of possibility at dollar amounts higher than what anyone thinks is even realistic, man, I'm telling you, I get to have that case. Dr. Gert Vanden Bosch opinion that the cannibalism injections will kill off your natural antibodies and have no defense to other viruses. Are they trying to kill us? Honestly, if I could get the COVID vaccine and everything and then get my sovereignty, I would do it. If I could get everything that I'm asking for and all they say is okay, but you got to take the COVID vaccine, as long as I get the sovereignty, I get paid for my damages, and I get my religious freedoms to go build my own church, and potentially I get something from the LDS church as well. I mean, that kind of mentality thinking. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really scared of the vaccine, but the idea that they can use this to mandate vaccines, and now anytime that they approve something, we have to get it. That is a great fear, because maybe today nobody wants to kill you, but one day the whole point of the American government was to be able to stop the government from trying to kill you because you got rights in case somebody that was a bad person got elected. That's what the whole United States government was based on. Oh, man. So, I will not get the COVID vaccine because I know they can't force me to, and I know when I get my religious sovereignty that I will be an umbrella for people to join, that they will be able to have their religious rights acknowledged, and they won't be able to be discriminated against by government or employment or anything else, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Go truckers, lead the way. You guys got the power. Do it to it, Lars. Do it to it.